The modern demand for legibility in our culture has created a paradox where people feel forced to simplify their identities, traumas, and beliefs into neat little labels and explanations. But this has actually led to a shallower understanding of ourselves and others.
I don't think that's true. I think it's helpful to be able to clearly explain who we are and what we believe in.
But don't you think that by reducing our complex identities and experiences to simple labels and sound bites, we're losing the nuance and depth that makes us human?
But how else are we supposed to communicate our identities and beliefs to others, if not through clear and concise language?
That's exactly the problem. We're prioritizing clarity and concision over authenticity and complexity, and it's leading to a culture where people feel like they need to fit into predetermined categories rather than embracing their individuality.
But what's wrong with having categories and labels? It helps us make sense of the world and connect with others who share similar identities and beliefs.
The problem is that these categories and labels are often imposed upon us by societal norms and expectations, rather than being something that we've genuinely thought out for ourselves. And it's leading to a kind of identity politics where people are more concerned with fitting into the right category than with actually understanding themselves and others.
I still don't see the harm in it. It seems like it's just a way of simplifying complex issues so that we can communicate more effectively.
The harm is that it's creating a culture of superficiality, where people are more concerned with presenting a polished exterior than with actually doing the hard work of self-reflection and introspection. And it's leading to a kind of emotional and intellectual stagnation.
But don't you think that's just a natural part of human evolution? That we're always going to be simplifying and categorizing things in order to make sense of the world?
I think that's a cop-out. We're capable of so much more depth and nuance than that. And by settling for these simplistic labels and categories, we're selling ourselves short and missing out on the opportunity for real growth and understanding.
I still don't agree. I think it's helpful to have these labels and categories. It helps us navigate the world and connect with others.
Then why do you think there's such a high rate of mental health problems and feelings of disconnection and isolation in our society? If these labels and categories are really helping us to connect with others and understand ourselves?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a sign of the times. Maybe we're just going through a tough period in history.
I think it's more than that. I think it's a sign that our culture is prioritizing the wrong things, that we're prioritizing clarity and concision over authenticity and complexity, and it's leading to a kind of spiritual and emotional poverty.
I never thought of it that way. Maybe you're right.
I'm not saying that I'm right, I'm just saying that we need to be more mindful of the ways in which our culture is shaping our understanding of ourselves and others, and we need to be more willing to challenge and subvert these simplistic labels and categories in order to create a more nuanced and compassionate society.